talking to me about racism. He said racism is an institutionalized idea. It is power plus prejudice. You can be as prejudiced as you want. I could care less. And how I come at you just because you're prejudiced is going to be aggressive. It's going to be, this is Steve coming at you, and I don't care what you think. Because you can be as prejudiced as you like. Because now I've got to temper that if you've got the power to be a racist. That doesn't, a racist. That doesn't mean I'm afraid of you. Right. What that means is I've got to have a clearly defined path and a methodology by which I approach you to get what I want still.
Wisdom.
So what about the brothers who don't have that same confidence that you have?
Then we need to give it to them.
We need to have study groups on how to get it done.
Okay, now we're back where we started.
Communication.
We need to have. Why don't we have it?
I think that we do have it, brother. Well, speaking for my organization, Conscious Thought, what I do is go from neighborhood to neighborhood, talking to kids about ways that we can help better ourselves without using crack cocaine and cocaine to do it with, nor guns and pistols. Now, when I grew up, we put these hands up, and I'm still nice with mine, which I think I am anyway. And you know, we just talk it out, or we'll fight it out. But the next day, we can all get along together. But you know, some of us, we still lack that confidence to be better people. Although I can see Tori and Steve doing better, doing their thing, and you know, and strive to be better people. But I still lack that, and I don't have the understanding to come to them without pride. Like, look, bro, I need your help. I need you to help me do whatever. But instead, what I'm gonna do is, man, look. Brother ain't about nothing, yo. I mean, he ain't got nothing going on. That's what I'm gonna do, because I don't have the understanding. I'm not developed enough to proceed. I guess that's right.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, bro.
That's because we bold.
Go ahead.
I think you sell yourself short. Because I've sat in and plenty of conversations, and on the collaborations that we've had, you've been stellar. You've been tremendous in how you planned it, how you thought about it, how you went about the process of getting things done in this community. When we had our organization here, I didn't do that. You gave me a lot of credit for that, and I was standing there laughing because all I did was give you the venue. Everything about that successful day, you did.
But
you got to recognize this. I disagree.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
We don't let the 6'6" brothers have a little bit.
I'm 6'5". You got 5. No, we're too close. We all get up already.
I think you touched on a very, and I think that's probably good for another conversation, that we as black men, and we in the black community, we get caught up in our own way sometimes. Sometimes we think someone is out there after us.
And it's really not.
They're really not.
That's right.
You know who our biggest headache is?
Self.
I'm going to share this with you. When I got out of my way, I'm not successful. I'm super successful. You know why? Because I define my success.
That's right.
So what I'm saying to you is, education, if you want to go to school, then you got to make sacrifices. If you want to make all A's, you got to be willing to make sacrifices.
That's right.
If you want to start your nonprofit organization, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. If you want to be married, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. If you want to be a great father, you're going to have to make sacrifices. If you want to come to an event on Saturday, you're going to have to make sacrifices. And that is where we are right now. What sacrifices are we willing to make for Greenwood County to rescue our children? Here's our young man back there. Yes, sir.
I was thinking, does music support racism?
Do music support racism? I think music probably supports discrimination. Yes, sir. I think so. That music, because remember when rap came out, rap was no different when jazz came out.
Right, true.
Jazz was supposed to have been a devil music. You know what they said? White folks said, that's black music. That's black music. You don't need to be listening to that. But then you could. I think so.
You know what? They saw where people could make money off of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
It comes back down to some money. If you can make money off of it and capitalize upon somebody, it's a done deal.
How old is your son, brother?
He can talk about what
11.
Listen, that's power right there. Look at how he speaks. I like that. You get a lot of young brothers that head down. He speaks with confidence.
Confidence.
That's another problem we have. A students. We always got everything for honor students, A students. What about that brother went from an F to a C? Wait, let's give him some data. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to go from an F to a C than it is to stay at an A. I'm being honest with you.
But when you think about situations, when we go into these westernized schools, what are they teaching our kids? I mean, Malcolm X said that you'd be a fool to send your kids to learn from the enemy.
Thank you, my point exactly.
Which is true. We're sending our kids, these people, to learn how what the dude, that white dude name is, Christopher Columbus, how he discovered America. That's what we're doing. We going to these places to learn about other people other than ourselves. And we turn the TV on. What do we see on TV? Nothing but homosexuality. We see a bunch of witchcraft. Witchcraft played a large part in our culture, in upbringing our culture. So if you don't know about that voodoo, understand it's not bad. Just because it get a bad name, it's not a bad thing. But
hey, Christopher Columbus is even rumored that his grandmother
was a black woman.
Black woman.
But she was a black woman. He said the first president of the United States before the
John Hanson.
Constitution. Black people.
We got about 3 more minutes.
One thing. Young men that play sports, and young men that are in school. Young men that play sports and young men that are in school. If you want to pattern yourself out to somebody that showed you how to do it in the classroom, as well as on the football field and the basketball court, go read Paul Robeson. And he didn't compromise none of his culture and his history, and because he didn't, they attacked him on one end or the other. Read up on Paul Robeson.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yes, sir.
I have something to say. Did you know that Beethoven was actually black?
Yes, so was Mozart.
Who don't know that?
I love it.
Yeah. Shouts out to his daddy for that.
We have one more question.
Sir.
Well, it's not like really a question, but what I've really realized as coming up over the years is certain people in society place labels upon us, as opposed to maybe you have a young black male and maybe made one mistake. And this goes back to what my uncle said about how we already come up looked at, how we already getting strikes against us. Yeah. If you go to jail, you know, pretty much society label you're thrown away.
That's it.
You come back out and they tell you can't really get a second chance. You go try to get jobs, and they don't really want to give you the opportunity because of what somebody wrote down on paper. You come in, so let's say you go try to apply for something small, Costco, Walmart. They pull up your background. Yep. You got a misdemeanor. You got a felony. Oh, well, based on what you got on this paper, we don't believe you can do this. We believe you're going to commit the same crime, do the same thing, and you're going to end up back in the same place.
Bro,
you know why they do that, though?
Let me know why they do that. Before you start, I'm going to come on what you're saying right now. I went to prison. I'm a bank robber. That's what I did. And it was fun.
Was a bank robber?
Was. You right, bro. I appreciate that. And I went to get a job at, I can't call it a job because it's something I wanted to do. I went to the 1 hour air conditioning spot right here in Greenwood. And the white dude, he was like, you know, when I first came out, you know, it's behind me what I did, whatever. So I put it on the paper, look, yeah, I'm a convicted felon, and I did this, did that, and here I am now. This cracker had the audacity to tell me, well, you know you go in somebody else's house, that stuff belongs to them. Cool.
That's all you had to say,
bro.
That's all you had to say.
You know, I had my glasses on, right? I had my glasses on, had my hair tied up. Oh, when I stood by that chair, I untied my hair, took my glasses off. Homeboy, I robbed banks for double digits, thousands. What you talking about? Take somebody's house. Don't you ever handle me again. I left right then and there. Don't play me, Cole.
Okay, I want to say, as far as what the point they do, as what he was saying, like, we have a package that we put together. And in this package, it's got information on why you should check your credit, and, you know what I mean, what's a good credit score, how to open up a bank account without deposit, how to enroll in school, how to go about getting your diploma, preparing foster, voting, registration form, pardon application, stuff that they don't, as far as Department of Corrections goes, they ain't correcting you on. Like you said, if you take an athlete and he broke and you give him a bunch of money, you ain't prepared him for what's coming. How you gonna tell these brothers to come home and do right, but you ain't gave them what? You know what I mean? The information to do right with me. You know what I mean? Okay, I come home, I don't know nothing about opening up a bank account because I don't like to read. You know what I mean? I'm a black man. It's not in my nature, you know what I mean? I wasn't trained to read. You know what I mean? I was trained to be a convict.
Trained.
I was trained to act, you know what I mean? So I come home, I don't like to read, so that's why we we try our best to compile the information in small paragraphs, step by step, so they can get the information while they're in prison, while they got time to read. They come home with that.
Well,
this right here is a solution.
Let's go back, and I think all you brothers hit some
Hold on
extremely.
one second.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna hit on what both of y'all were saying. It goes back to what this man said. When you're sitting in prison, they don't prepare you to go back to the real world. It goes back to economics, because they send you back without the proper placement and tools to put in place. You're gonna do the same thing again, which sends you back there, and they're gonna make money off
it's
you.
about the
Really prop you up for the hustle.
Hold 1 second. We got 2 minutes. I got 1 second. Let me tell you back to communication again. Let me tell you the reason why we
I'm sorry. How long? Because this is getting so hard to cut any of this out.
For as long as you need.
Listen, and if I may say this, I apologize if I'm wrong. You come put me to the side, but I think this is too good to kind of cut off now. We could go maybe a few more minutes, because I think when you start seeing other hands coming up,
And we ready.
All right. We going. Let's do this. Let's be fair to everybody, because we even got. I'm just waiting to hear what the sister got to say. I mean, I'm just waiting. So we got 15 minutes, okay? We can do that. And let me tell you, know what this means? That means we need to have another.
Exactly.
And let me tell you when it is. As soon as possible. That's what that means. That's right. I'm gonna tell you what I told a minister at church. He said, I can't get people to come to my church. I said, how many of you got there? He said, 10. I said, so get those 10 to bring one next Sunday, then you got 20. Yeah. So that's what we need to do here. It ain't about how many here. I think this is more powerful than what we ever made. But let's go back to this here. Now, we just heard that brothers get out of prison, sisters too, can't get a job. They're ready, okay, I made a mistake. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to move forward. I can't get a job. Why can't they get a job? Now, I'm going to answer this one right here. You know why? Because we ain't got no job to give them.
No economic things.
Go back to economics. We ain't got no job to give them. Now, I'm going to tell you how we can start right now. How many of you brothers want to have your own business?
Got it.
Raise your hand. Get your hands up if you have a sister too. Let me ask you something. How much money do you have in your pocket? Now, don't tell me. But do you have access at least $5,000? No, you probably don't. So how are you going to build your inventory? Use your head, my brothers and sisters, and use somebody's knowledge who want to help you. Start a non-profit organization. Yep. All we need to know is how to work it. Everybody in here has mentioned something about passion.
Everybody.
Everybody has. That's what it takes to start a non-profit organization. Okay, my sister.
Oh, I just want to say, I think it does revolve around money, like everything constitutes back to money, because that's why they even changed the music they allowed into mainstream.
Yeah.
So the music, they wanted to influence the community more. So they started allowing more of violence, sex, material phrases, so that, you know, people would try to implement what they see on TV. They want to ball hard, they want to look good, they want to be flashy. What they don't explain to you is that their lifestyle ends you back up in prison, which is how they make their money.
What percentage of the United States population controls 90% of the wealth?
1%.
1%.
1%. I got a gift.
I can use out
1% owns 90% of the wealth. 90%. You all know that. You ever heard of the spotted owl?
Yeah.
The spotted owl was in danger. And they said, no more logging, because we got to save the spotted owl. They started losing billions of dollars.
Damn, the spotted owl. He gone now.
Yes, sir.
I got a quick question. I want to comment on what you said. Not even so much what people are saying, but the individuals that are behind it. Because when hip hop was unknown, I know a lot of us about the same age. When hip hop was underground, you can say whatever it is you want to say. Everybody wasn't conscious, but you can say whatever it is. If you want to talk about F the police, whatever. Once you saw a platform for people to say, hey, I can take this music and say it does this and does that, and I'm gonna use this as my political, platform or whatever. Once individuals start getting popular and people like us, other people start listening to it, or white people start listening to hip hop, all of a sudden it became a problem. And then you start saying, okay, now they were over there making pennies. Hip hop was making pennies. I remember Big Daddy Kane said, I'm driving a car that costs 25 grand. People are laughing at that now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, they're making pennies. Y'all barely going platinum. Was enough for us. Hey, let me show you how to sell 10 million, how to go down, okay? First of all, quit all this stuff trying to, you know, drop knowledge and do whatever, or speak out against something. Let's cut that out.
It's just a Willie Lynch ideal again. If you can cripple their minds, if you can get their mentality, you want.
And now you basically say, I want to quickly say this. Quickly, you talked about the poorhouse in Denver's prison and things like that. Even with that, Denver's prison, we talked about unity. You guys kind of got off the subject, whatever. And I want you guys to speak on. We talked about unity and why can't we do like Hispanics or whoever else. Do you feel their struggle is still out? Like our struggles are the same? Because if our struggles are not the same, we can't emulate them in their unity.
I mean, as Hispanic, period. Really nobody on the planet. Our struggle is unique. There is no group. There is no group that is as disenfranchised as African Americans.
So what causes us to be disenfranchised?
But there's a historical perspective, and there are historical strains that continue to plague us. But there is still far too many of us, far too many factions within us that we've got to, at some point, we've got to release ourselves from excuses. We've just got to move forward, and we've just got to just say, you know, I know. Trust me, I understand my blackness. I know definitely how I'm viewed. And I'm one of the bigger, blacker ones when I walk in the room. So I can't be missed. I remember when I was in a meeting with our executive cabinet one day, and one of the faculty members and one of the vice presidents said, "You know, Stephen, I see you. I don't see black." And before I knew it, I was like, "Well, what the hell you see?" You got to see it. He has to see it. So how do you see it? It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. You can see blackness, just don't see ignorance, don't see stupidity, because I am none of those. That's part of what he's trying to say.
Exactly.
We've got to continue to move forward. We've got to be the ones that apply the pressure now. Because when we say no role models, I see you, I see Donald, I see these brothers right here. You know, and even just noticing the things that stand out to you about other black men. You know, brother, it was really interesting to me to see that the whole time your son was in here, you touched him. I noticed that.
Me too.
That's a powerful thing. And those are the types of relationships that we need to continue. You know, people talk to me about my sons, and they say, well, your sons are very fortunate. And I look at them, and I take the Will Smith approach. My son's broke. They got nothing. And they got to make up every day. I'm working every day. Mama working. I expect something out of them. And here's what I tell my sons, and I'll be quiet. I tell my sons this. I need you to be aggressive people. I need you to be aggressive black males. Because what I can promise you is that for as long as I'm alive, you have a refuge. So don't allow anyone to stand in your way. Go get what you need. If you have to fall flat on your face, hopefully I have a couple dollars. You always have a place to sleep and something to eat. So just go get it. That's the best advice I can give.
No fear.
Now,
no fear.
Yeah, please, brother.
I just want to get this on real quick because it's on me over here, Lord. Man, I mean, everything everybody said in here is so good, man. It's like all pieces of the puzzle. And all I can tell you is almost a little quick, little fast, part of my story. I sold drugs, I robbed, I went back and forth to jail since I was 12 and 13 years old. I got 4 felonies right now as an adult. I came down here trying to get a job. I ain't had no place to stay. I didn't have anything. My baby mother didn't want me. You know what I'm saying? My mama, put up with me for a little bit on the couch or whatever. And the only thing I had was Jesus. See, I hear a lot of stuff, and I hear a lot of people talking, but don't nothing change without the Lord Jesus Christ. You can map it all the way out and think of all these little different things, but nothing happens and shifts without Jesus. And until we get that part, because Jesus Christ is the door. And so, in my life, I've seen Jesus. I ain't here to tell you about what the church people do, because they ain't teaching me nothing. I wasn't going to nobody's church. I didn't learn God or His Word from church people or man or a bunch of cool sayings and quotes. I learned it from going through hell. Shootouts, stabbed up, set out, put out, back and forth to prison. Nothing never going right. Homeboy set me up. Baby mama put me up. Mama don't want me. Everything pushed me to God. So I said, I'm going to read this word. Muslim brothers, I believe I'm God. Father, sons, all that mess. But it got down to Jesus. And when I met Jesus, Jesus said, Mario, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That's how my life turned around. That's how we bring unity. That's how we build things and change things through the blood of Jesus Christ. But I want to give y'all this. I had $20.
Bro.
This real quick, man. Because I was quiet over here, Lord. I had $20, man. Because he taught me faith. He taught me that you can have nothing and turn it into something. I had $20, y'all. And $8 in my pocket. I put 20 in the gas tank. I had 50 CDs. Me and another brother. I went to find this brother. He ain't got a job. I found him by faith. We drove the doggone going towards Fayetteville. This was Thursday, y'all. Drove towards Fayetteville. Ain't have enough gas to make it to Fayetteville. Looked on the side and seen Lumberton and stopped with $8 in my pocket. 50 CDs. We sold 50 CDs in about 45 minutes. Went to another store in the city. Got another pack of CDs, sold all of them. The next morning woke up and bought another 100 pack of CDs and sold all of them. We made $600 in a day, in a couple hours in each day. This not my power. This God power. See, you can have nothing, but with Christ, with it is everything. So if you want to change Greenwood, you want to see things happen in your lives, you want a white man to look at you and be like, I don't see black. That's God in you that make that man say that. It's not the color. It's Jesus in you living, the hope of glory.
We got young brother right back here.
Well, I had to get it up.
I can tell you why. They don't see like when you're coming out of jail, you can't get a job. They see like this they can't trust you, cause like you did this, so they're like they can't trust you. They can't trust you.
They enslaved us, and can we trust them?
Huh?
They enslaved us, and can we trust them?
No.
Hey, my man. I'm a Buddhist. Can we work together?
We sure can.
I'm a Muslim. Can we work together?
I'm taught to love everybody.
Yeah,
we sure can.
Only reason I say all that stuff because you know I'm coming.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Can't let religion and that keep us fucking.
Can't let that
exactly. And I call myself a brother that believes in God.
Yep.
But when I was born, I know that God had blessed me with everything I need to be successful. Now here's the thing that I learned through my life. Anytime I wanted to be successful, I had to do it for the right reasons. Then I feel like God's strength is always with me. So, you know, you hear people saying, well, you got to do this, you got to, hey, look, I'm just saying through Michael Gaskin's life, I already knew that I could do whatever I wanted to do. Now, I always didn't have the confidence to do it. But right now, I feel like anything I want to touch, anything I want to change, all I have to do is do it for the right reasons, and God got my back. Period. Now, that's why I look at it.
I see it the same way you see it, bro.
Now that applies to you. But the original question was, how do we help Greenwood? The majority of people in Greenwood don't go to church. Yeah. Or, if they do go to church, they're not secure enough in their...
I don't go to church. B.O.S.S. Baptist. Reverend Deacon Sheets and Reverend...
But you're secure enough in your Christianity that you can follow the word. You know where to go. These people don't. So, we have to find a way that we can reach out to these people. Not only that we can get them to Christianity, but we can give them proper guidance to where they need to go to better Greenwood.
Wait a minute. I got a when you
you got a book for everything. No. I got a book for everything.
What I'm saying, you're saying you're trying to get this person to Christianity, and maybe this person is someone that doesn't believe what Christians say as far as Christianity. I'm a man that believes in God and a spiritual being that controls everything that I do. Okay? I can't breathe unless that spirit comes down. Okay? When I wake up, I know that that spirit has allowed a tree to put out oxygen so I can breathe with that. So I don't cut down the tree without getting permission from that. Okay? So I believe in that kind of spirit. Because I may not want to say that I'm a Christian in the fact of where you see it. You understand what I'm saying there?
What were Christians first called Christian? Why were they called Christian? What were they doing to be called Christian? Answer me that. Did Jesus call you a Christian? No, he called you a slave. Then he called you a friend. So let's not talk about Jesus. Before you start, let me go back. When we talk about the Hebrew language, there wasn't no J in the Hebrew language.
Can we get the young man? I'm a firm believer. Our young folk is our future.
That's what changes things.
And so go ahead, young man. We're gonna give you your minute. And I think the brother back there in the green hat been extremely patient. He done walked out of here 3 or 4 times. So that young man and then the brother with the
That's a real thing, bro. Just say, well, this means that. Nothing, man.
Hold on a second.
Christianity.
When you said people that don't know Christianity, then the people that do teach you.
They gotta have the proper mindset to accept it, whether it's Christianity or they just believe in the gospel, they believe in the spirit, whatever it is. They gotta have the mindset to believe. But my ultimate point that I was gonna get to before I was interrupted was that when you have these people in Greenwood that don't have anything or feel like they're not gonna be able to get anything, what can you do for them that would allow them to take the proper steps to do that?
Right.
If they're selling crack, what are you gonna give them in place of crack?
I think
If they're stealing, what are you gonna give them?
We gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up, man. Let me tell you, I can't make nobody stop selling crack. They have to stop selling crack.
Everybody got
then we can work with them.
That's right.
Okay, brother, you've been the most patient person in this room.
No, we want you.
Hey, you look much taller on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's right, okay. Then we need to get out of the way. Hey, thank you, thank all of you all.
Hey, please give it up for your pastor.
I